Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are doing our NFL week, what week is it? Does anybody know what week it is? It's like week 7 or something, week 8, I don't know, you guys can see the title, but anyways, we're doing those predictions, and yeah, word of the day is baboonery. I didn't pick the word of the day, but it's a cool word. So yeah, we're gonna sit on this loading screen for a minute while I talk, so yeah. Um, Last video, which I ended up posting late because I forgot to press upload. Like, I saved the project and it was loading, and then I forgot to upload it, but that's tough. So yeah. So anyways, my dad went 11-4. I went 8-7. I'm still leading the series by 50-45. My dad is 49-46. And yeah, let's get into it. So, starting off with the game in London, it's currently being played right now, but that really doesn't matter because we made the picks before the game started. I just haven't made the video yet. As of time of recording, it is 10:54, so take that. It's an hour before game start, so boom. But anyways, so Broncos versus Jags. Frick the Broncos. I'm taking the Jaguars. The Jaguars have been looking pretty good. Haven't necessarily been winning many games, but they're still looking good. The offense looks good. The defense is looking good. They just haven't been able to come together to get a win. But it's all right. I trust in Trevor Lawrence, even though I really don't like him. But I do trust in him to beat out Russell Wilson. So, yeah. Next up, we got the Dolphins versus the Lions. And obviously, Lions have not been winning games. I don't even know if they played last week. Who did the Lions play last week?
The Lions were trounced by the Cowboys
October 23rd? What's today? Yeah, that was last week. Okay. So, obviously lost to the Cowboys. It was a pretty close game up until, like, the end of the fourth quarter. But they just haven't been able to pull any wins together either, and that defense has not looked good. And the best offense in the NFL for the Lions has not been looking like the best offense in the NFL anymore. They were playing really good, and then they just haven't been putting up points in the last couple of games, and it's not looking good for the Lions. And as for the Dolphins, they have Tua back. They looked really good on Monday night. Whoever they played the Steelers, and they won. They looked pretty good. Tua looked good. And so I'm just going to take the Dolphins here, and so is my dad. And yeah, next up we got the Panthers versus the Falcons. And the Panthers surprised me last week, came out with the win against the Bucks. A good game from them without Christian McCaffrey. First game in a couple years without him. And now, they're winning games, obviously 1-0 without him. So, I mean, they're looking good, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I didn't really watch the game. I had football practice. So, yeah. And as for the Falcons, just came off of a tough loss against the Bengals. Didn't really look too good. Put up, I don't know. They got pretty close, and then the Bengals just kind of ran away with it. I know it was 28-14 at one point or something like that. But not the best week. But keep in mind, they're playing the previous Super Bowl runner-ups pretty much. So it's tough. It's tough. And the Bengals have been getting back on their groove recently. And so I didn't really expect us to win that game. Even though I did predict the Falcons to win, I'm just kind of biased. But, yeah, so it didn't look good last week. But I'm still going to take the Falcons in this game because the Falcons are just the better team. So, yeah, go Falcons. And so is my dad. Anyways, next up we got the Cardinals versus the Vikings. And I didn't watch much of the Cardinals game last week. I'm not sure who they played. Who did the Cardinals play last week?
Which Cardinals?
The freaking Who did the Arizona Cardinals play last week?
The Cardinals didn't play.
Oh, they didn't play. They had their bye week. Okay, so I really didn't watch much of their game, because they didn't have one. Well, anyways, Cardinals coming off of a bye week. They might need this, but Kyler Murray, the new Call of Duty just came out. Kyler Murray has definitely been on that, especially for the bye week. It came out like a couple days ago. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't like the Cardinals, man. I don't like Kyler Murray. I know they got the win against the Saints on that Thursday night game, I think it was. It was a pretty good game. Put up 25 points in the second quarter after Kyler Murray threw his tantrum on the sideline. So that was some good leadership, I suppose. But the Vikings are just a better team. Kirk Cousins is a much better quarterback. Justin Jefferson's on the field. The Vikings have been looking good. I don't think the Vikings played last week. Who did the Vikings play last week?
Which Vikings? Elizabeth.
Who did the Minnesota Vikings play last week?
The Vikings didn't play last
Okay, so both of these teams are coming off of a bye week. However, the Vikings are 5-1. They've only lost one game. The Vikings have been looking really good. And with Kirk Cousins as your quarterback, you want a bye week. He's a little bit older, a little bit more, I don't know how to say it, but a little more, just older. He needs a break. He got his break. And I know they're coming out, and they're coming to win some football games, and they're not going to be stopped by the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm taking the Vikings at home. Different climate, different team. They're just better. And so is my dad. So next up, we got the Bears versus the Cowboys. And you guys know how I feel about the Bears. Not sure if the Bears played last week. They might have had their bye week. Not sure. But the Bears are just not a good team right now. I mean, they don't look good while they're playing. They don't win games. I mean, the playbook just for Justin Fields, something's going on there. It's not looking good. You got Khalil Herbert and Roquan Smith, but that's about it. It's just, and Darnell Mooney, I suppose, but it's just not looking good for the Bears this season. And you guys know how I feel about that. I talk about this in like every video. And as for the Cowboys, Tony Pollard's going to be running the ball. Pretty sure Zeke is out. But I trust in Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's great running back. Honestly, should be starting. Could trade Zeke, get some cap space, but, they can do what they want to do. Would rather have Cooper Rush in at quarterback over Dak Prescott, but Dak Prescott's still a good player. I'm not going to lie. So I'm taking the Cowboys in this one. They're just a much better team, and I got to give it to them. And so is my dad. Next up, we got the Raiders versus the Saints. And the Raiders have been looking questionable. What's the Raiders' NFL record? They're 2-4. They haven't been looking good. I think they got to win I don't know when they got their win, but they got to win sometime. I know they had to win I don't even know, but they're just not looking good. They're not looking good for all the talent that they have. They're really not producing what we were expecting. And as for the Saints, do we know? Oh, let me go on ESPN. Let's see who's starting. Is Jameis Winston back yet? Hold on now. ESPN. It'll load eventually, guys. I promise. Saints. New Orleans. Depth chart. Andy Dalton seems to be starting. So that's big. Really do like Andy Dalton at quarterback. I know he didn't pull out the win against the Bengals. Think they had a bye week last week because I don't remember them playing. But still, who did the Saints play last week? Can you ask me?
The Saints didn't play last
Okay, yeah, they had their bye week. They're 2-5, but both these teams only have 2 wins. But I still like the way that the Saints have been playing. They've been playing, just really well. Even though they're not winning games. A close one against the Vikings, who are 5-1. Close one against the Bengals, who are looking back to their Super Bowl hype plays. I don't know, but it was a close game against them. They're having good games. They're just not coming out with the win. And I could say the same for the Raiders, but I just think the Saints are a better team, and I'm going to give the win to the Saints at home, and so is my dad. Next up, we got the Steelers versus the Eagles. I know there's a whole lot of pausing in this video. I played 4 games, and they all just kept quitting because I'm just too good or something, but I don't. That's just tough. Anyways, we got the Steelers versus the Eagles. Now, look, the Eagles are 6 and... Let me look. What's the Eagles' NFL record?
The Eagles are
6-0. Okay. One of the best teams in the league, and they're playing against the Steelers with Kenneth Pickett, KP double T. And it's just... I don't know, man. They did beat the Bucks. Who did they play last week? Oh, they played the Dolphins. Yeah. Got blown out of the water by the Dolphins. But it wasn't a bad game for the offense. I mean, I know it's tough going from Pittsburgh to Miami and then playing the, goated Dolphins with Tua back. And they have been looking good in some games. They obviously beat the Bucks, only gave up 6 field goals. But they have been looking good. Just they're not a better team than the Eagles, and the Eagles are at home. I gotta give it to the Eagles here. And so will my dad. Next up, we got the Patriots versus the Jets. And let me see who's starting. ESPN. Patriots. New England. Depth chart. Mac Jones is going to be starting this game. But Mac Jones, coming off of injury, don't know how good he's going to look. He might honestly need that injury to have happened. His mind wasn't working right in those games, wasn't making very good decisions, and now he's coming back. He might be a little bit better, might be a little bit more focused. He's had some extra reps of practice before going back out there, has a clear mind now. That could help him. The Patriots have been looking good, especially with Bailey Zappi, a quarterback. Who are they playing? However, they are playing the Jets, and the Jets have looked really well. They beat the Packers. They've beat a couple teams. They beat the Steelers. I mean, they've been beating teams. They've been finishing games. And for a young team, they have been finishing in the fourth quarter very, very well. But the Jets have looked absolutely amazing, and now especially that Zach Wilson is back, the Jets have looked very, very good. And I do like both teams here. I think both teams have a spark coming into this game. Both teams have good reasons of why they should win. However, I gotta give the win to the Jets at home. And yeah. And so is my father. So next up, we got the Titans versus the Texans. And did you guys hear that? Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways. We got the Titans versus the Texans. And what was I going to say? Oh, okay, so the Titans had a bye week last week, didn't they? Who did the Titans play last week?
The Titans overcame the
Oh, no, they beat the Colts. They beat the Colts. Okay. So, obviously, beat a division opponent. That's the second time they've beaten them. They're now just like 19-10. What is the Titans' NFL record? I'm going to be honest. I have watched 0 games of the Titans other than that last drive against the Giants. But obviously, the Titans are looking good. They're 4-2. They're going up against the Texans, who have like 2 wins. What's the Texans' NFL record? 1-4-1. Did they not? I thought they beat 2 teams. I guess not. They're 1-4-1. They're going up against a young team. Young teams, I'd assume, would typically struggle against the run. I mean, I'm not an expert, but if you got Derrick Henry and you got a 24-year-old fresh out of college, and you see this 300-pound man running a 440 or 4.4 at you, I mean, me personally, I wouldn't be able to tackle him. So I'm gonna have to give this one to the Titans here. So is my dad. Next up, we got the Giants versus the Seahawks, and both of these teams looking very good. Giants, obviously, looking like one of the best teams in the NFL. Daniel Jones looking really good. A lot of players on that team are looking really good. Saquon Barkley's looking good. That whole team in general is looking really good, including the defense. And then you got the Seahawks. Geno Smith, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now in terms of completion percentage, leading the league in completion percentage. Really good offense. You know, you got wide receivers around you. You have a run game around you. You got a decent defense, I'd say. Both of these teams are really good, and they're really hot coming into this game. However, I got to take the Giants here. I just think they have more. I don't know. I got to take the Giants here. I really don't know why. Both teams really good. Both of these teams have very good reasons to win. Both of these teams coming in hot, after winning like the last 3 in a row or something. Actually, didn't they lose a game like a little bit ago? The Seahawks? I don't know. But when it comes down to things, the Seahawks lost to the Falcons. The Giants haven't. So we got to give the win to the Giants. And yeah. So, however, hold on. My father has given the win to the Seahawks. So that'll be interesting. But anyways, next up we got the Commanders versus the Colts. The Commanders have Taylor Heineke starting. Carson Wentz is hurt. Carson Wentz has been playing really good for them, in my opinion. Really liked what I've been seeing from him in that offense. Brian Robinson Jr. has been playing really well coming off of being shot. But that team has just looked really well. The defense is looking decent. I know, like, people say they're not good, but just when I watch them, they look good to me. And so that's good enough. I don't need y'all's opinions. I'm the one making the video. Losers. And as for the Colts, they got Sam Ehlinger starting. And I'll be honest with you, I've had Sam Ehlinger in some of my Madden franchises when my quarterback gets hurt. And Sam Ehlinger has that dog in him. I'm going to be honest with you. Sam Ehlinger is that guy. Watched him in preseason. Was really good. I've liked Sam Ehlinger since he came out of college. I never watched him in college. I just really liked his last name, and so I think he's a good player. A really smart guy. Obviously, they're benching him. They're benching Matt Ryan for Sam Ehlinger, even though Matt Ryan's hurt, so they'd have to bench him anyways. One of the main reasons that they could be saying that they would bench him, if Matt Ryan was healthy, I don't know, and they were playing against Carson Wentz. Like, if say Carson Wentz was healthy, and they had Matt Ryan healthy, I don't think that they would bench Matt Ryan. They say they would bench him regardless. I don't trust that, me personally. But still, anyways, that's just a question. Anyways, Sam Ehlinger, really good player, really good team. Colts have an amazing defense, an amazing run game, an amazing team, some good wide receivers. I mean, they're absolutely loaded as a team. They've just, I don't know. And so I'm going to take the Colts in this one with Sam Ehlinger, and so is my dad. So yeah, next up, we got the 49ers versus the Rams. And the Rams have not been looking good. Matthew Stafford has not been looking good, throwing way too many picks. I think they had a bye week last week, so this could be good for them, as the Rams are a older team, I would say, in my opinion. So this could be good for them. Let them clear their mind a little bit. Let them get rested up. However, I gotta say, there is a however here. They just haven't been looking good. They haven't been winning games. What is the Rams' NFL record? I mean, they're 3-3 after coming off of a Super Bowl win. They have not been playing at that Super Bowl level. And as for the 49ers, 49ers have been looking good. Jimmy Garoppolo has been looking good. I know they lost to the Falcons, but, I mean, the Rams only beat them by 2. So it's really, it was really, I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say. But anyways, the 49ers have been looking good. They have a really good defense. Jimmy Garoppolo, I love that he's a quarterback and not Trey Lance. I mean, I'm sorry that Trey Lance broke his foot, but I'd rather have Jimmy Garoppolo in there, and I think he's playing much, much better. And so I'm going to give the win to the 49ers. However, my dad is going to give the win to the Rams at home. So that's interesting. Next up, we got the Packers versus the Bills. Yeah, we got the Packers versus the Bills. And look, the Packers have not been looking good. Oh, he's about to quit. Okay, let me put in some more clips. Actually, you know what? We got time. The Packers have not been looking good whatsoever. I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, they just haven't been looking good. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been looking good. Just lost to the Jets, of all teams. The Jets have been looking good, but I say that because they just beat the Packers. And just the Packers have not been playing up to that level that we usually see them at. Aaron Rodgers, I've already said this, but he's just not looking good right now. And as for the Bills, obviously one of the top teams in the league, just beat the Chiefs a little while ago. Now I have to add clips. Okay, I am back. But yeah, just beat the Chiefs a little while ago. I don't know exactly what week that was. I don't know if they're coming off of a bye week or that was literally that last week. I don't think it was last week. Who did the Bills play last week?
The Bills didn't play last
Okay, yeah, they didn't play last week. They had their bye week. But Bills, one of the best teams in the league, playing against one of the most underperforming teams in the league. And so I just got to give the win to the Bills. So yeah. And I know you guys have already seen all these clips. That's just tough, okay? I mean, I don't have any other clips, man. But anyways, next up we got the Bengals versus the Browns. Oh, by the way, my dad's taking the Bills as well. But anyways, next up we got the Bengals versus the Browns. And what that ball, that was a duck. Okay, anyways, the Bengals obviously have been looking really good. Beat the Falcons last week pretty soundly. Offense looked good. Defense looked pretty good. And as for the Browns, they're 2-5, not looking the greatest. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch the Browns whatsoever. But if you're 2-5 and you're going up against the Bengals, who are looking back to Super Bowl form, looking a lot better than they did in the first couple weeks, you just got to give the win to the Bengals here, going to the Browns. And that's what my dad says, too. So next up, and the final game will be the Thursday night game. We have the Eagles versus the Texans. And I think this is a fairly quick one as we get a pick six with the Texans. The Texans are just, they're not there yet. They're a young team. I like to watch them play. I mean, they don't look terrible. Really good defense. Not the greatest offense, but, you know, I still like watching them play. Texans are a good team. I mean, they're young. They will be better, have a very bright future in the NFL, but they're playing the best team in the league. I mean, this team is undefeated. I have them staying undefeated. And, yeah, I got the Eagles winning this game at the Texans, and so does my dad. And that will be it for the video. So anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys next time.
Dang it! He's getting so lucky on his little touches that he's getting. I swear he's getting lucky touches. Clip that trout.
Quit flying.
Sure.